Welcome to the IFBB Pro Body Part Split Series, Episode 6. We are training abs today. We're here with the fam in Alice Beach, Florida, and we are here on vacation, so we're in a little bit different of a gym. But it's kind of nice in here. I like this gym. I'm hitting this ab session after a heavy set of squats, and I was more so just doing it for fun. But that will come out in a future video. For right now, we're gonna show you guys a couple of ab movements that I feel should be in your plan, no matter what your goal is. If you're going for physique, and you kind of just want those abs to pop, if you're going for strength and you really want that core stability, or if you're just training for general health and you want to be well-rounded. All right, the first exercise that I'm hitting here is the hanging leg raise. One of my absolute favorites for the abs, partially because you just get that really, really good connection to the lower abdominals, but also because you get a lot of spinal decompression. And on a day where I'm doing squats or deadlifts or anything like that, that is one thing that's gonna really help protect the lower back. So I typically do about 1 to 3 sets of anywhere from 10 to 20 reps on these. I am doing these pretty strict, trying to keep my legs as straight as possible and coming up as far as I possibly can without doing anything with my shoulders. A lot of times I'll try to come up and touch my toes to the bar, but that involves a little bit more scapular retraction and lat activation, which right now I don't really care about. The second exercise that I wanted to hit today is the ab wheel rollout. Now this is an exercise I find particularly helpful for things like heavy compound lifts, just because you have to keep a lot of stability. And I find that particularly on deadlifts and good mornings, where you're kind of hinging down, bringing the shoulders towards the floor, this exercise really complements that well. My personal goal for this is to get a set of 10 on my feet. As you can see them here, I'm doing them on my knees, a little bit easier of a variation. So I'm building up to that over time. The third exercise that I wanted to hit here is the decline crunch. And I am using a dumbbell here. I don't always do these weighted, but I find that it's a particularly good stimulus for the kind of middle region of the abs, especially if you squeeze really hard on the way up. As basic as it gets, one of my favorite variations for sure. Fourth exercise that I went into after that is the standing cable crunch. Now, a lot of times I'll do these kneeling. I do feel that I get a better connection to the abs when I do them kneeling, but with standing, it has a lot better carryover to exercises and activities that are done on the feet. Things like contact sports, combat. If you're gonna be kicked in the stomach or if you're gonna brace to get punched, usually you're gonna be standing when you do so. So I find this exercise particularly helpful for getting ready and preparing the body for things like that. Those are all great variations to target the rectus abdominis, kind of the six-pack muscles in the front of the abs. Now I'm moving on to 2 variations to hit the sides of the abs, or the obliques. One of them is a twisting variation in the Palloff hold, or Palloff press, or Palloff twist, however you want to do it. Basically, I just take a cable right around sternum height, and I pull it out to the side, and I resist the weight twisting me in. One of my favorites that I have clients do all the time. The next variation is I take a heavy dumbbell or kettlebell in one hand, and I act as if I'm holding 2. So I act like I'm completely balanced, but that kettlebell or dumbbell pulls me down to the side, and it's almost like resisting a side bend. That's also gonna hit the obliques in a little bit different of a way. Both are great variations to target those obliques and the sides of the abs. All right, now we've seen what I like to do for my abs. Let's see what influencer Madeline Mack and IFBB Pro Joe Spires like to do for their ab workouts.
So typically I try to train my abs twice a week. And I know that you talk about just doing like body weight exercises like hanging leg raises and things like that. And I do a lot of that. But I found what works for me is YouTube videos of some people that have like a 10-minute ab routine. And it's just like 30 seconds of laying leg raises. And then you do 30 seconds of something else. And you're just hitting all the abdominal muscles from different angles. It seems like it's getting some pretty good definition and things like that. But obviously it's the meals and the diet and the food that you eat too that makes the most difference in your abs, I think.
And of course, abs are revealed in the kitchen, but they are built in the gym.
Hanging leg raises, weighted things, cable things, kneeling cable things, twisty cable things, plate sit-up things. Once a week for 45 minutes because that's what I do.
Cool. I appreciate your insight.
Thank you.
One thing that I'd like to note after seeing a little bit of their ab routines is that some coaches advocate for not training your abs. The abs and the core as a whole get a lot of development from things just like squats and deadlifts. So when you're using your core to brace, you don't necessarily need to hit it directly. That is, unless you want it to be a standout body part. If you want it to be something that really pops out and shows against the rest of the physique, you need to train your abs directly, in my opinion, of course. So I just wanted to make that note because there are some times in my training where I don't hit the abs directly for a period of a couple of weeks or so. Right now I'm hitting abs once, maybe twice a week, depending on how it feels throughout that week. I hope you enjoyed this ab video. I know it's a little bit different since we're on vacation, a little bit different scenery. Let me know if you guys like this style of video. If you do, there'll be more to come, and I'll see you in the next one.